Thanks for stopping by, GF Explorers. Today, I'm super excited. We're about to start our transition from sticks and bricks living to full-time RV living. We plan on heading out on June of 2022, and the first thing we need to do is find our new home. So today, we're gonna go out and look at a Grand Design Momentum 381M toy hauler. It's the first fifth wheel we're gonna look at. But we have some really specific needs. We want to kind of share with you kind of our criteria for what we're looking for and what our needs are in a rig.
The three main things is we need an office space that works, amazing kitchen, and storage. And of course, we're going to need a bed and a bathroom, and a king size bed is not a deal breaker, but what is a deal breaker is a washer and dryer. We have to have a washer and dryer on the rig. And the reason for that is it's all my fault. I have some serious allergies and issues with chemicals, and I cannot wash my clothes in anything but my own washer and my own washer and dryer. So as we go through these rigs, we're going to be checking off the boxes to have a good kitchen. What about the office space? Until we find the rig that we think is I'm not going to say our forever rig, because we've watched enough RV videos to know that you can buy a rig, think it's your forever rig, and then a year later, you've got the second forever rig that really is your forever rig. So we're open-minded enough to know that we're going to get the best rig we can, but it may not be our forever rig. Yeah, it's going to be a trade-off. And as we tour all these rigs, which I think there's going to be like 5 to 7 total, or maybe more, who knows, we may not stop, we're going to be taking these all into consideration. And it's going to be a tough decision. I can't imagine it won't be, but we are going to have the right attitude that we make a decision, it's not going to ruin our lives, it's not permanent. And so I think that takes a little bit of the pressure off, but we're going to try and get it right the first time. And if we don't, that's okay. You'll see that too. You're going to be here for all of it, and we're excited to share it with you.
You ready to go see this toy hauler?
Oh yeah, I can't wait, because you know what? It could have a really big office.
Let's go. Today, I'm in front of the camera and Victoria is behind the camera. One of the real reasons we wanted to check out a toy hauler is because a lot of the YouTube channels that we watch on a regular basis utilize the toy hauler. So there's got to be something that's right about them. Chad and Tara from Changing Lanes, Tom and Cherie from EnjoyTheJourney.life. If you're not watching those guys, go check them out, because they're totally entertaining and it's totally worth a visit to them. So today, let's check out the 381. I'm starting here in the kitchen, and the first thing you can see here is we have an extended countertop, and there's 2 bar stools underneath there. So in this unit, that's gonna act as your eating area, which I kind of like that.
Yeah, I like that this goes, you can make this, you can put this down and give yourself more space. Theoretically, I don't think it'll ever be put down. We'll need the more counter space. But yeah, I do like that. I like the option.
From our cooking videos perspective, it's not as wide as some of the other units that we've seen, but there is room for prep here. We could possibly hang one of our cutting boards off the side and put it up in a locking position, much like this extended counter. I do like that there's power here in the center island. It also, we've seen this before, it has the sink with the half divider in it, which again, for doing pots, pans, bigger dishes, I really love that option.
And this swivels too, so you could theoretically you could do the video
utilize
here,
this whole space.
Yeah, so I mean, this could work.
Yeah, for sure. Over here, I really like the amount of storage.
That's a lot of cabinet.
That's a lot of cabinet space, and these do. Well, what's weird is some of them go all the way through and some of them don't, probably because our control panels and fuses and things are up here.
Yeah.
So there's not as much storage space here as it appears to be. You can see here, these are all blanked out.
Deceptive.
So that is a little bit deceptive, isn't it?
How about down here?
So we have our area here.
Coffee bar.
Once again, a trick that we've learned is it doesn't look like there's any power in here, but if you look under here, we've got power both at this end and power both at this end.
I like that they do that aesthetically. It's so much better.
Yeah, it looks nice.
And functionally too.
So one of the things as we swing around this slide out, it has the residential 4-burner cooktop that we really love. It has the convection microwave. We don't really use our microwave a whole lot, maybe for rewarming things and things like that, but we definitely like the idea of having a convection oven.
Oh yeah.
Over here, we have a propane electric fridge. It's interesting, the market seems to be changing now, where at first everything seemed to be residential fridge was the way to go, but we're seeing more and more units that are back to the electric propane.
And that's pretty big. I mean,
Yeah,
that's a big fridge. And then the freezer's not bad either.
to me, there's quite a bit of room in there.
Ice maker, it's all it's missing. Is that what I think it is?
Around the corner here, we have
Ooh, pantry.
a nice sized pantry. Now, it isn't very deep. It's kind of a shallow pantry, but you definitely don't have to worry about reaching way into the back. The shelves look like they're not adjustable. They're set in there. So obviously you'd want to get something on a few of these shelves, kind of a middle divider, so you could get more items in there.
What's that up there?
Then you have the tall guy storage way up here. Again, not very deep, pretty shallow, but you could get some tall things in there that didn't use very often. I can say just by looking in here, you're not getting an Instapot in that. Around this side is our entertainment center and our living area. This, I feel, is one of the drawbacks to the toy hauler. It's a small living and entertaining area. It's really difficult to do any kind of sort of entertaining in this space right here. Yes, you have a 4-cushion couch, but again, you're not facing each other. You're kind of all sitting in a line. You do have a nice big TV, but the person on this end is very, very close to the TV. That's a big concern for me as well.
This end is very far away from it. It's not that far.
Yeah. So you have one person extremely close to the TV, one person quite a bit away from the TV.
Oh, again, those are short. I expected them to be deeper.
Yeah, these are nice storage area, but again, very, very shallow. You're not putting anything very wide in any of this storage area.
Oh, there's one. Oh, no, that's just as narrow. Never mind.
Yeah. So I guess one of the trade-offs would be this attic area up here, which some people would use as a bunk if you have a lot of kids. We would use that as storage, and I guess that would definitely take the place of some of the storage that we're lacking around this unit that could be up in that area there.
And are you going to get up there and dig for things and find
That's
them?
definitely a consideration. Is this a ladder, or is this...
I think that's the mattress right there.
That is the mattress.
There's a ladder that comes with this, right?
I think there's...
I hope so, because otherwise it could be very difficult.
But probably the biggest reason that we're considering the toy hauler
is through those doors.
Is through the door.
Open the door.
You can see here we have the 2 beds that are on electric risers, so you can raise and lower them as needed. I think, is it Chad and Tara that have their computer desks? Mm-hmm. So they've taken this out and mounted their computer desks on here and can raise and lower them.
Right.
So you could be over here, I could be over here, or vice versa. I like to have a standing desk from time to time, so the ability to raise that up to a standing level would be outstanding.
That would be good. But Chad and Tara have to raise theirs to the ceiling because they put Lucille, their motorcycle, in the back.
We don't have a toy. Yeah. So right behind you, Victoria, this is interesting. As everybody knows, a washer and dryer is a must-have for us. And so what's interesting to me is you have room for a washer and dryer, but it's just kind of out in the open. Why is it not in a cabinet?
I mean, you could probably build a cabinet around it.
Self-contained somehow.
We just wouldn't be able to do laundry while we're working because that's going to be loud.
Right. Once again, it's just the 2 of us, so I'm not sure what need we have for a half bath. That's not a bad size half bath.
No, I've seen smaller, I think. But if they didn't put this half bath in, this is backing up against the TV area. They could have either made the pantry bigger.
You'd have a lot more room.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. But I guess because it's a bedroom back here, technically.
So, and probably one of the other big advantages of having a toy hauler is the 3 seasons door and patio that extends out of the back.
That's cool. I love that.
So they've made great strides with these, making them more to handle 3-4 seasons rather than just summer. Instead of plastic on the doors, they now have glass on the doors. And you can see the doors themselves are just a lot thicker than they used to be.
Yeah, and here's the, and you can do, there's glass inserts for this
for the screens.
For the screen part, yeah.
So that would make your workday a lot better if you had a full patio door wall there.
Oh, yeah.
To have a deck that you could sit out at in the evening. So
do you think we'd get work done?
Definitely would make a fantastic office space for us, for sure.
Yes, it would. So that is the allure of the toy hauler.
So one of the places where you give up your space is for sure the bathroom in this unit. Much smaller than we've seen anywhere. Ooh, that's not a good noise. Shower, great height, nice shower head, plenty of room to move around. So I like the shower.
It has the seat too.
It does have the seat like most of the units we've seen. The one thing about this unit is it only has this one drawer for linens and different things.
Oh, that's funky. Look, it goes that far. Oh, wow.
Sink, your plastic sink, countertop. At least you have some space here. There is your
It's a fair amount of space in there.
fair amount of space in the medicine cabinet. I think yet another loss of space to make room for the massive office in the back area is the bedroom area. So this bed backs up to the cap, you can see. So you've got storage up above the bed, king size bed, which is nice. And then you have all of your closet area is here in its own slide out.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. I don't think that you lose anything up here, Rich. That's a ton of space. And then you have all this storage up here. I actually do not hate this bedroom. I like this bedroom a lot. What do you think?
So one of the things that's nice about this is we kind of each get our own closet.
I like this. This is cool here too.
So this little cubby area is a nice touch. It has power in it, so if you wanted to use this as a charge station, you could. Magazine rack, etc. I like the TV. It's wired for a TV in the bedroom, but again, that's not something that's important for us. So we I'm glad there's not a TV there.
Right.
Overall, it's not bad. Definitely a smaller bedroom than what we've seen before.
I don't know. I'm not hating it. Just saying.
So one of the things you notice immediately about the outside of the 381M is really the lack of storage. I mean, this is a very narrow pass-through compared to what we've seen in other units. And let's take a quick walk around the entire rig. Propane tank, generator prep area, battery compartment. Again, very small door here with your Nautilus system. Room for maybe your sewer supplies, and that's about it. As we walk around the back of the unit, you can see there's no storage whatsoever. That is your area for your auxiliary gas for your toys. Ladder to the top of the unit. And because you have your full door here, no storage around the back, but this does turn into the patio, which would be amazing. Secondary door into your office/toy area, but no storage here, and just a TV and speakers here on the side. So there you have it, the front walk around of the 381M. So there you have it, our tour of the Momentum 381M. Thoughts? Thoughts, initial thoughts, closing thoughts, pros, cons, what do you think?
I like it a lot for many different reasons. The kitchen is makes me a little twitchy. I don't think it's going to be big enough. But the toy hauler part, the garage, is just been fabulous, and we can do so much with it. I think I like the bedroom more than you did. I think I like it in the cap more than I like it in the slide. I don't know why. It's just a feeling. So.
Yeah, so that's a good observation. I think I like kind of the back of the bed where our heads are going to be in the cap rather than in a slide. It feels like it would be quieter.
It feels more homey.
Yeah, especially if it's raining or storming out, it feels like it wouldn't be quite as noisy, but I don't know. But I didn't mind the bedroom. No. But some of the downside, you mentioned the word twitchy, because there are a lot of things on this rig, at least for our lifestyle, that make me twitchy. One is the living area, or kind of lack of socializing area. The kitchen, I agree, makes me a little bit twitchy. You're definitely buying this rig for the space
in the garage.
In the back. So if you either have a lot of toys, have a lot of kids, or
Have a lot of businesses.
yeah, or have a lot of businesses, which we have more than one business, that's really what you're buying this rig for. So, I would say this was, I mean, it was on the list, but now I don't, I mean, there's a lot of cons for our lifestyle on this rig.
I think storage is a huge issue in this
For
rig.
sure.
Let's put it this way: easily accessible storage. Unless you use half of the garage for storage, you don't have much storage. But I think that as we look at more and more rigs, what we have to decide is how important is our work? Which one's more important? Is our work more important? Do we satisfy that need? Is our cooking channel and doing videos more important and we satisfy that need? Or do we try to find a happy balance amongst all of them? So I think you and I have a lot of thinking and talking to figure out what does our life going to look like on the road? What do we want it to look like? And then which rig is going to support that?
Exactly. And I think every rig tour we do, I think we learn a different lesson. I think the lesson here is this is why there's so many different rigs out there, because there's so many different lifestyles. This one, I'm having a harder time feeling like it could be the one for us.
Don't forget the back patio.
Oh, there is the drinks on the back patio.
Well, not just drinks. You could put a table. We could eat there. I mean,
absolutely.
How much time are we going to spend outside the rig? Anyways, whatever rig we look at, we're not going to be in the rig all the time like we are in the winter in Denver. We're in the house all the time. Not going to happen. So, yeah. This is fun, though, figuring this out.
Well, there you have it, guys. Our impressions of the Momentum 381M. Let us know what you think down in the comments below.
And if you like this video, please actually like this video, subscribe, and enable notifications. And until next time, happy exploring. Wig, whatever wig we look at.